Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and thanks for joining us for another episode of FPL Fix. The international break is finally over and it's time to get back to business. In this episode we'll run through the biggest transfers, the best teams and players to target, and of course we'll reveal how we're lining up for Game Week 8. My name's James and as usual I'm joined this week by Patrick.
Hi everyone, it's great to be back. Game Week 7 feels like such a long time ago now, but it did give us plenty of talking points, so let's start things off with a quick recap of how our team's gone before the break. James, why don't you kick things off?
Well, I finished on 69 points, which matched my safety score and just about got me a green arrow. At the back, my new signing, but also slight injury doubt, Gabriel, not only started, but delivered a clean sheet and bonus points. Pedro Porro picked up an assist for me, and both of them hit DEFCON for the extra points as well. In midfield, Rodgers got me an assist, but I benched Gakpo for his 7-pointer. Neither of them even came close though to Semenyo, who was my standout this week. He had 2 brilliant goals, a jammy assist, and max bonus for a massive 18 points. Up front wasn't quite as exciting though. The only forward to score for me was Haaland, but I beat the average by 9 points, so can't complain too much. How did you get on?
I had a bit of a rough one last time out. My defence struggled with none of them breaking 3 points. In midfield, and after Semenyo's 18-pointer in the first game of the week, I knew it was going to be tough. Kudo stepped up though. He scored, assisted, picked up bonus for 12 points to reduce the damage caused by his Ghanaian teammates. Pep Roulette hit me for the first time this season. With Doku benched, but Saka stepped up as the Arsenal penalty taker and picked up 8 points as a real differential, which is crazy by the way. Up front, and Haaland was the only bright spark in a sea of darkness with his 16-point return as my captain. Yeah, I finished on 52 points, so I had a painful red arrow going into the week.
Yeah, not the easiest of weeks for you, and it just goes to show how quickly things can swing in FPL. Anyway, let's move on and take a look at where managers are doing business in the market with the most transferred players.
Starting with the transfers out, and it's the same 2 names at the top as the last episode, with Salah and João Pedro being shipped out.
Yeah, neither of them have done well recently, and it's no surprise to see that more managers have lost patience. Next up is Grealish, and he's ineligible to play against Man City, so that's why he's being sold this week.
2 big strikers prop up the transfers out section, with Gyökeres and Richarlison. The Arsenal striker has been in awful form, but I do expect him to score eventually. Richarlison's minutes seem risky now, and as you will see later on, he's no longer in my team.
Yeah, I hate to say I told you so, but when you signed him, I did say the minutes risk would catch up to him before long. Looking at who the managers are bringing in though, and it's another week of Semenyo being the most bought player.
He's been in great form and he's still just about affordable. He's been a cheat code this season and almost every week you see him top of the transfers in category.
Next up is Wildcard and Haaland. They're both in great form in front of goal and seem to be 2 of the best striker options in the game at the moment.
Caicedo's next, and his points have been crazy this season. Surely he can't continue to overperform. Can he?
Well, DEFCON is a massive boost for him this season. His floor is almost 4 points with a near guarantee of defensive contributions, so with the potential of an odd attacking return, his upside is massive. Timber is last of the top 5, but is the most transferred defender so far this week.
Yeah, with his attacking mindset, price and the fact that he's playing for Arsenal defence. As long as he keeps getting good minutes, he's got huge potential as well.
So, those are the big market movers, but like we always say, just because they're popular doesn't mean they're the best options.
Exactly. The real question is which teams and players can we actually trust after this international break? And who's worth backing for this next run of fixtures?
The teams firmly on our radar this week are Chelsea, Man City, Newcastle, Arsenal and West Ham.
All 5 of those teams have nice fixture runs and quite a few players worth targeting. In goal, the top options are Pope and Donnarumma. David Raya is great and is up to 5.7 million now and takes up a valuable Arsenal slot.
In defence, and there are loads of viable options here, but our favourites are Gabriel, Dan Burn and Juve. Gabriel and Burn both have the consistency, form and fixtures you want, while Juve is more of a gamble, but his attacking threat is almost unmatched among the defenders.
Looking at the midfield options, and Saka is top for me. He's played 90 minutes last time out, and I expect him to tick over nicely, especially if he's now the main penalty taker. Gordon came off early last time, but I still like him. He looks sharp, and Newcastle's fixtures are too good to ignore.
Yeah, and after Saka and Gordon, we like the Chelsea assets of Enzo and Caicedo. They generally have different route to points, with Enzo being the attacking choice, while Caicedo has been racking up DEFCON points, and he scored the banger already this season. So both are valid picks, but which one depends on your favoured style of play.
Moving up front, Haaland's top of the list, but there's not much more to say. His looks essential, so if you're still without him, you're probably falling behind, let's be honest.
Definitely. Outside of him though, forwards have been struggling this season, but there are still some good options. Bowen looks like a great pick under the new manager. I'm planning to bring him in myself and can't wait to be back singing about Danny Dyer again. And then Wildcard, he's been impressive too. With Wissa still out, his minutes are nailed, and being second choice penalty taker means he can capitalise when Gordon's off the pitch. He's already showed his eye for goal and he's definitely one to consider.
So, those are the players we like, and now it's time for the big news with the team reveal section. I will go first. During the international break, I decided that enough was enough and my wildcard was activated. I had a few issues I wanted to resolve, and one transfer just wasn't enough. But I've gone aggressive with a chip, and my team looks really optimal now, moving forward. In goal, I'm starting Raya to cover the Arsenal defence. Three at the back this week are Gehi, Van der Ven and Diouf, who were all in my squad before the wildcard, so no changes there. My midfield looks really attacking. I've got a Ghanaian double up with Semenyo now in the team, joining Kudos. Anthony Gordon, who's on penalties and starting to look like a threat again, and I've still got Saka, who has the form and the fixtures to keep delivering. My strike looks really strong this week with two new faces. Strand Larsen comes in, plays two newly promoted teams next, and Bowen's the other signing, who could be dangerous with a new manager at the helm. Finishing off my team, you won't be surprised to see that Haaland stays and he's got an armband again this week. I just can't look past him with his recent form. Overall, my squad looks much stronger and I've got an eye on a bench boost in the next couple of weeks too. What do you think, James? How's your team lining up?
Yeah, it looks really solid. You've covered most of the key players to target and the team has improved massively. My team isn't quite as strong with no chips active, but I'm still quite confident. I'm taking a risk and going with a double up on the Burnley defence for a second time this season, hoping they can reproduce the magic from the first time around with Dubravka and Steve. I've gone with double Spurs as well in the backline with Porro and Van der Ven, hoping that Villa can be as weak offensively as they have all season, and then Gabriel as the Arsenal cover. In midfield, I've gone with Reinders, Semenyo and Gakpo, who were all on form, which they showed in the international stage. Gakpo was the standout though, with 3 goals and an assist for the Netherlands. Up front, and Watkins is finally gone. I've moved him on for Bowen, who just edged it over Waldemar for me. Evan Nilsson gets another chance against Crystal Palace, and Haaland captains the team again. So that's how we're both lining up for Game Week 8. Let us know in the comments what you think of our teams and who you're backing this week.
Yeah, and give the video a like if you enjoyed the episode, plus subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with our weekly FPL content.
Yeah, and make sure to follow us on X at Weekend Fix for last minute tips and updates before the deadline.
Good luck for Game Week 8 everyone, especially those on a wildcard like me. We will see you next week.